Jai Gurudev. Many times, we come across this question. God created man. Who created God? Not only kids, even I, as a kid, I have asked this question. Just look at the fact, we always believe, the way we think, that we are taught right from a very young age that things have a beginning and things have a process and things have an end. Do we really understand the concept of infinity? Infinity is something that has no beginning or no end. Yes, we understand the concept, but what do we do? When we have, we say we have lateral thoughts, but when we say we have lateral thoughts, are we really away from dichotomous thoughts? Does it mean to say that you have to put down the dichotomous thoughts in order to have lateral? No, nothing is needed. So when you say infinity, we try to put it on a continuum. So if we take the number system, we say 0, -1, -2, -3 and goes up to infinity. Here on this side, the positive side, up to infinity. But what do we mean by infinity? That which has no beginning, it has no end. Is that possible? So when you come to 0, isn't the positive thing ending at a 0? And the negative thing also ends at a 0? Therefore, is 0 got to do something with infinity? I mean, you can take 0, you twist it, and then it could give a symbol of infinity. I'll say, come on. All this is, juggleries of the mind, juggleries of artificial intelligence, of language. Who created God? First question is there a God? Do you have God? And when this question was put to Buddha, Buddha kept silent, and then people said, he kept silent, so he denied the existence of God. Some say, yes, there's a God. So if you take, do you need an impersonal God? A God who has nothing to do with personal, but who's just like the nature or universe, which could be nice, kind, but nature can also be furious. Do you want such a God? When this question was put to Mahaperiva, Swami Chandrasekhar Saraswati, Shankaracharya of Kanchimat, former Shankaracharya, he gave a very straight reply. It is given in his book also, Nectars of Honey, Drops of Honey, He says, what is the use of a non-personal or an impersonal God? We want a personal God. God, then what is God? That means, is God some person with a white beard sitting in the sky, like what our Sardar friend was asking the other day or telling? Is God a person? Or are gods people like people who made us in our image? Now again I'll say, don't go into all those things. See, what you read and what you hear, what is the guarantee that it is a fact? Now I was also reading, but then I started to believe what I read, and at a point I said, come on, let me stop. Do you believe in God? I would say no, I don't believe in God. Yeah, you got it. Some of you got it. Because there is no need to believe in God. There is no need, because belief is something that has got to do with, you hope for something. You believe, or it's some part of your memory. But once you realize, then it is an experience. So my friends, it's like God or nature or the force or the hand of God, in whichever way you want to call, is an experience. Now again, you might put a question. This experience works sometimes, and sometimes this experience does not work to my favor. Well, that is a problem of your attitude, or it is a situation of your attitude. Now, fundamentally, come back to the original question, who created God? Friends, there's the question of who created, it has a subtle thing called time embedded in the question. Who created? That means when you create something, time comes in, right? Now, what if something has there's something that has no time, not bound by time, because time is a mental, it's a mind perception. It's a mind perception. They asked Lao Tzu a question, how old are you? And this Chinese philosopher, he didn't give a straight reply. More than 2,500 years back. I don't know about the dates, but we just approximate. And he said, for the butterfly that is flying over there, I'm very ancient, because butterflies are known to have only few hours of lifetime. So he said, I'm very ancient. And he said, for the mountain that you see over there, I'm very, very young. For a man, I'm just at the right age. I have read that he was 90 years old when he said that, but where was the question of years? They didn't have the years count, or probably more than 2,000 years ago. How are they going to account for a year? I really don't know. But anyway, friends, time is a mental concept. In truth or in reality, yeah, you can have speed, you can have distance, but the time is how you perceive things, how you perceive an event, how you perceive an happening is time. At what dimension? So, when you want to look at infinity, or when you want to look at some concept which we try to call as God or experience, God is, you should not bring in the concept of time, because once you bring in time, then you make a finite God. A God who is, all that, you have in these Vedic calculations. I have, with due respects to all religions, all belief, all scriptures. This many years equal to, one earth day. This many years go on to become Brahma's days, so on and so forth. Let it be there. It's just like a Titan watch. It is just like that. These are certain calculations for you to do certain other things, which is part of Gandharva Ved, or Atharvana Ved. But when you want to get into spirituality, and when you want to go in, at some point, for your scientific research, for your research in spiritualism, you have to drop time. Time has to stand still. That is the concept of even Kala Bhairava, where this cosmos, it goes on and on and on. And even that is, once you say it's going on and on, there is a subtle implication that it started and it is going on. So it never started, never ended, but yes, there are changes that is going to happen. And probably this is one reason why Lord Buddha, when the question was asked, he kept quiet. Even Swami Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi, for many questions, he'll keep quiet. When you put out a question, he just quietly looks, and then he will ask a counter question. Who are you? Ni yaar. You tell that. So the search is outside, but when you search outside, you should come inside. When you go on searching inside, you have to come outside. So, I won't say the question is immature or childish, who created God. It's a good question. All questions are good. So, in fact, who created God was a question I asked in one exhibition in Chennai when Brahma Kumaris were there, and Dadi, the founder, she was there. I remember her distinctly because I was a little fellow, probably in my first or second standard. And I looked at her and said, God created man, so who created God? She just smiled, gave a smile, and then she did this and gave me a book, small book called Raja Yoga. So, that's about it. So, let go time, let go, sit down to meditate. Go into Pratihara, start practicing your disciplines. It's very, very important for yoga and for manifesting things, what you want in life. So, friends, try to start exploring, you need to understand infinity. Like I said, infinity is not just on one continuum, not just one straight line. But infinity is something which is infinity. That means it is in all dimensions, in all directions. There are more than one dimensions of perception. So, it is, if you want to look at infinity, infinity of infinities, it just cannot be singular. Infinity has to be plural. Now, that's about it, for this question, who created God? Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, and do share. I will be back with more videos onto spiritualism and yoga, share my experiences. Do put your comments, do put your queries. We will try to address them. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Hey!